5 best TNA matches of AJ Styles that will put WWE stars to shame. Ever since AJ Styles set foot in WWE, he has sent the WWE fans into a frenzy of exhilaration. Whether a heel or a babyface, Styles did live up to his name of the Phenomenal One, dishing out one fine match after another. Duking it out with the iconic likes of John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Undertaker, Randy Orton and Seth Rollins, Styles showed the WWE fans what he is capable of. However, the Georgia Pitbull had another nickname, heading into WWE. He was called Mr. TNA, and that was for a reason. Styles was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, TNA World Heavyweight Champion, TNA X Division Champion and TNA World Tag Team Champion multiple times. The rivalries that he forged in the TNA, and Samoa Joe standing out head and shoulders above others, could very well have drawn comparisons to the once-in-a-lifetime clash between The Rock and John Cena. Here are 5 TNA matches fought by AJ Styles which would put WWE to shame. It was a clash for a shot at the title, which was to be fought at Hard Justice PPV. The hatred between Abyss and AJ Styles was very real, and the latter ensured that he made it visible in the ring. The moment Abyss came through the cage door, Styles planted a front flip onto Abyss, setting the tone for what was going to be an explosive battle. The flip was just a prelude to the physics-defying madness that was to follow. Styles inflicted a springboard hurricanrana before he would fly over 5 rows of fans to crash into Abyss. Things were far from over, as Abyss dominated the cage. While Styles was trying to enter the confinement, the monster slammed the cage door on his face, busting him open badly. Abyss brought out the thumbtacks into the ring, hoping to put Styles through agonizing misery. Styles managed to kick out of a black hole slam before countering a powerbomb into a Styles clash to send Abyss through the tacks. However, the latter managed to kick out, showing his resilience. Styles tried to escape via the top of the cage, but Abyss sent the referee flying into the cage. Following this chaotic development, the monster wrapped the chains around AJ's neck, but the latter bit his fingers to break free. Styles hit a sunset flip powerbomb off the top of the cage onto the thumbtacks, to neutralize Abyss once and for all. An incensed Styles was defending his TNA X Division Championship against the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. The match started off with both contenders squeezing out their arsenal without a second thought. It was Joe who dictated the initial momentum, landing a barrage of stiff chops, kicks, and guardrail shots. However, Styles was quick to retaliate, hammering back with a volley of snap mares, dropkicks, and his signature best dropkick in the business. The battle was a fine display of crazy counterattacking wrestling. Styles unleashed a springboard forearm followed by an inverted DDT to keep Joe down. He doubled down on the offensive, launching another moonsault DDT and an incredulous Fosbury flop, followed by a springboard punch for near falls. Joe ensured that Styles tasted punishment in almost equal measure as he subjected Mr. TNA to snap power slams, running knees, double underhook powerbombs, all of which saw Styles kicking out. Much to Styles' woes, despite all the punishment that he endured, it was eventually a coquina clutch from Joe that saw Styles lose consciousness and also the match. Styles always had a knack for duking out those crazy battles, and his Iron Man match against Christopher Daniels was another one of those intense wars. The fight at Against All Odds was their first rendezvous in TNA despite colliding with each other in the indie circuit before. Both the fighters were excellent on the mat, and it was Daniels who eventually slammed Styles multiple times into his ribs to get the upper hand. It was at the 14:07-minute mark that Daniels hit the Angel's wings to secure the first fall. Despite being at the receiving end of some brutal punishment from Daniels, Styles managed to come up with a riposte. He channeled the inner athlete in him, hitting Daniels with the handspring elbow, springboard forearm, and the Pele kick. With the intensity, AJ managed to equalize with a sudden roll-up. At the end of 30 minutes, with the match tied at 1-1, Dusty Rhodes decided to bring in the overtime sudden death, which saw Styles surviving a Koji clutch. Eventually, it was the Phenomenal who went on to hit the Styles clash at 31:37 to register the win. This war between Styles and Kurt Angle was a test of brutality and each other's mind-boggling resilience. After AJ betrayed Kurt by aligning with the latter's wife, Karen, It sparked some serious tension between the two. With the rivalry getting a touch of personal vendetta, the two were locked in a last man standing match, one of the most brutal punishments that a wrestler can take. AJ came in with a handful of surprises for Angle as he locked the ladder in an ankle lock, compelling him to tap out. However, before the 10 count elapsed, Angle stood up. Much to AJ's surprise, Angle hit him with a series of German suplexes, which culminated in a pin. AJ got back up before the count was completed. Kurt was relentless, testing AJ's strength over and over again. Delivering an Olympic slam, Angle pinned Styles once more. However, AJ was not done, and he did his best to beat the count once more. Angle, brimming with confidence, went on to hit the Olympic slam once more, but Styles countered into a clash and pinned Angle. However, Angle managed to get back on his feet for one more time. Eventually, it was after 25 minutes of relentless battle that Styles put Angle to bed with a top rope DDT, securing what was a monumental win. This was a match that had three icons of pro wrestling coming together. Daniels was the longest reigning X Division champion, Joe was a legend already, while Styles was being tipped for greatness. It all started with Styles and Joe teaming up as the duo unleashed a barrage of stiff kicks onto Daniels. Once the initial alliance was over, Styles brought out the big guns, as he launched a springboard shooting star press onto both his counterparts. Apart from his own offensives, Styles' excellent counterattacking wrestling saw him stay afloat against the two stalwarts. Styles started garnering momentum late into the battle as he inflicted a series of Pele kicks, inverted DDTs, spiral taps, and what proved to be the crescendo of his thunderous presence in the ring, he launched Daniels off the top rope into Joe via a Hurricane Rana. Daniels actually stood the chance of securing a victory as he attempted Angel's wings on a neutralized Samoa Joe, but Styles had other plans. He went for a bridging roll-up for the pinfall against Daniels and managed to secure a massive win, delivering a statement like none other.